Read this little essay. It's called Wild Boys, Chicago Boys, Dumb Boys. We strode off into the city as if we owned it. This part of it, at least, the south side, with factories sprouting off plumes of smoke, old brick houses weathering Chicago winds, endless strip malls where historical churches used to be, and an airport so close we thought we could touch the underside of planes. We said things like, "Wild man," or "Dude, let's get wild," or "It's a jungle out there." We sported the South Side uniform, an homage to late 80s long hair bands like Motley Crue and Skid Row and Guns N' Roses, our holy jeans, our badass bandanas hanging out of our back pockets, our white t-shirts with crass, clever sayings like, "Just do me." Our heavy as hell Doc Marten boots, unlaced and scuffed, scraping the concrete where we walk, swaggered like limp noodles. And there was concrete everywhere. Chicago is king of it. Concrete was the foundation of homes and skyscrapers. Concrete walls kept interstate noise away from the neighborhoods. Capone buried people in concrete. Concrete blocks were tied to bodies and tossed into the Chicago River. Concrete driveways, concrete sidewalks, concrete business offices, concrete poles and pillars and school steps. Concrete crumbled into dust in our hands and made us feel like we possessed superhuman powers. Here in this urban landscape, everything was concrete and tar and metal and sound. Car horns, squealing buses, construction workers, construction, the buzz of electricity like a hummingbird in flight. Sound. There was no absence of it, not even during the night, because the city can't stand silence. The city is afraid of it, a quiet moment. Because if the city is quiet, something is deathly wrong. Our wildness, our wilderness, was the long city blocks with street names after Polish war heroes, a Roman philosopher, a politician, Pulaski, Kedzie, Cicero. Forests of fast food joints, all-night Greek diners lit up in neon, and the prairie of car dealerships, Ford, Oldsmobile, Chevrolet, red-hot balloons tied on antennas of used cars, or an inflatable gigantic King Kong on top of a dealership building, the one that we popped with a BB gun so it looked like a black melted mess. We owned the malls, Chicago Ridge, Ford City, Evergreen, rode the escalators at Sears and J.C. Penney's, put mannequins in compromising positions. We ate at the places our friends worked at and macked on hotties every chance we had. We said things like macked and hotties because our language was wild, born from working class roots shaped by rough and tumble tongues. We clipped the end of words which formed deep in the back of our throat, deeper still in the gut. Sometimes what came up was not much of a word, but a grunt, a growl. We were Chicago boys, wild Chicago boys, but we never said boys. We said men because men had power, and power was what we wanted. Boys played in the city playgrounds. Men smoked in the city playgrounds. Boys slid on the slides. Men peed on the slides. And we were men, no older than 15 or 16. Power made us travel in packs like hyenas. People said when we passed, "There goes a wild bunch," or "Those boys are wild," or "They get wilder each year." But there were the hiding spots too in this urban jungle. The gravel, the black back alleys, the foot-wide spaces between garages where we stashed our father's whiskeys, cigarettes, and porn. Our wilderness was not static like the Illinois cornfields hours from us. That shit's boring, we say, and spit like we knew any better. Our landscape moved and changed and was dictated by commerce and capitalism. One day there would be a hot dog shop, and the next it would become a vitamin store. One day the building on 95th, the gray one with the clock tower, stood tall and imposing. The next day it was leveled, and the day after that it was a concrete parking lot. Shocker. To exist here was to live with the knowledge of our ever-evolving urban landscape. Attachment was detriment. Heartbreak was inevitable. And some of us knew it too well already. Some of us were raised by single mothers. Some of us were beaten down by our daddies. Some of us were simply lost. Our landscape changed like the street lights. Our landscape was the street lights, but it was always green, and we were always speeding. We understood there was a hierarchy to things. We understood our parents came first, then our teachers, then men in uniforms. But we wanted to usurp the police, who were not the police to us. They were bacon, pig, copper, 5-0, popo, swine, and whitey. Most of us were white, Polish or Irish, except for me, but I was called the other white meat. One day we stood on the overpass on Southwest Highway, a hiding spot, an urban tree house, in front of Oak Lawn Community High School, dropping apples on cars below. We didn't care about accidents. We didn't care about injuries or car damage. We didn't care about anything but the supposed power we wielded. Our thoughts never went beyond action. Stupidity made us forget consequence. An apple thudded on a trunk, a windshield, a hood, and we hid as cars honked and swore or just drove off as if nothing happened. Wild, we said. We said other things too, like wicked or gnarly or wicked gnarly. When a pig in a pigmobile was about to drive under the overpass, one of us said, "I dare you." Another said, "Piggy wiggy." Another said, "Bacon, bacon, bacon," like that dog treat commercial. I grunted, which meant I'd do it. I'd drop the apple, watch it fall and splatter on top of the squad car. This was our shared moment, our way of owning this land, this territory, our way of making, our way of marking. Because we believed we owned people too, like that stupid pig in a stupid pig car. What a sally, we said. We wanted to say other things, and we wanted to high-five each other. The car stopped. The lights came on. We were off. Our legs carried us down the overpass stairs, skipping 3 or 4 steps at a time, past the gas station, mini-mart, past the car dealerships and the deflated King Kong, past the 24-hour Greek diner, past the McDonald's, past concrete and concrete and concrete. Our Doc Martens were slamming on it. The squad car closed in. I turned to look at my friends, and we weren't we anymore. Mike said, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." Matt said, "My mom's gonna kill me." Danny Boy didn't say anything and was crying. On 93rd, each one of us scattered in different directions, blackbirds in frightened flight. I knew the neighborhood because I studied it. Because when you're 15 or 16, all you do is cruise. And even if you don't have a car, you cruise the avenues, the alleys, you cruise yards and cracked sidewalks. You cruise on top of rooftops. Cruising is what boys did because you never knew when you would need to utilize those secret spots, like that afternoon. I turned into someone's yard, jumped someone's fence, breezed past someone's child hopscotching in her driveway, bounded over someone's hedges, trampled through someone's garden, hurdled someone's Jesus statue, until I was home. I watched out the front window the rest of the day, expecting a squad car to swing up my driveway, its light flashing red and blue on the white siding of my house. I waited for the doorbell to ring, for a man with a gun at his side and a gold badge on his chest to cuff me and take me away. And I wondered what would happen to me then, what punishment would befall me, this Thai boy, this Chicago boy, this other white meat, who stupidly tested his powers and found out he had none.